Batman Superman number 6, written by Greg Pak, art by Brett Booth. This is, once again, an issue that is written in landscape rather than portrait, and I cannot begin to describe how much I dislike that because it just makes me feel like I'm reading a Playboy the whole damn time. Anyway, last issue, Batman got theoretically killed by Mongol, and Mongol launched a MMO that's actually real life, and he's tricking gamers into being super violent in the MMO that is real life. So, we open up with Batman in like the wreckage of Jimmy Olsen and these two other beta testers as Mongol like holds up his body, and everyone's like, sweet, we got Batman, that's awesome. And they look at all these other heroes that they're able to control in the game, like Shazam, Wonder Woman, and Aquaman, and then Mongol is just like, hey, there's another dude over there. Can I kill him? As he speaks to Agnes Sampson, who is the person who like created this whole thing for Mongol. And it's Hiro Akamura, who is the CEO of the company. And he is currently stuck in the beta test. He's talking to the beta tester and just like, guys, this is real life. Every time you do anything like blow something up, it's actually affecting me because you're in my apartment right now. And they're like, oh, silly hero with all these stupid things you're saying. So then we get Superman, who, because as it is later revealed, Mongol has put spores into the air that make people naturally more aggressive. Superman is just really pissed off the whole time, and so he's like thinking, oh, I'm not even going to bother with Batman. But then he rushes in, he immediately sees that this building has been replaced with an alien spacecraft, and the woman, Agnes, is actually an alien who has crystal bones inside of her, and also Batman is dead. So at that point, Superman flies in, grabs Mongol, and is like, Batman, you stupid idiot. Mongol went toe-to-toe with the whole Green Lantern Corps. You think you could take him, you normal mortal? How dare you? So he flies Mongol up in the air, and Mongol's immediately just like, yes, that's right, get angry, do it, cut loose. So Superman does, punches him in the face, and sends him like 2 miles away. Sorry, 200 miles away out to sea. But he's like, all right, I should go after him, but first I do have to check on Batman. So he goes back, but he's like, nah, man, there's no heartbeat. Batman is genuinely dead. So he turns over to Hero and just like, what's going on here? And Hero tries to tell Jimmy and the other beta testers to like stop talking for a minute. He tells them to shut up. Of course, Clark can't see them. So he's like, are you telling me to shut up? I'll shut you up, man. And then as they are talking, they suddenly realize that Batman is a selectable choice of character. So they pick him, and then all of a sudden, nanobots bring Batman back to life. However, his skin is gray and pale, and apparently, according to Superman, he doesn't have a heartbeat anymore. He's just a bunch of nanobots that are imitating Batman. So at that point, he's like, okay, registering that. Anyway, did you take care of Mongol? And Superman's like, I punched him 200 miles out to sea, but no, I didn't kill him, if that's what you're asking. It's like, all right, so what's he planning? And Superman has no idea. So at that point, the beta testers are like, all right, look, we're controlling Batman. Let's like do something. So they blast Superman with this energy beam. It's like, I didn't think Batman had energy beams. But Batman starts fighting back against it. And because Batman's now being controlled, he is able to see Jimmy Olsen. And he calls him out. He's like, Jimmy Olsen, is that you? And Superman's like, what? Jimmy's here? And Batman says, yes, he's the one that's controlling all this. He's an operator, like controlling my body. And Superman just looks up in the sky and says, Jimmy, if you can hear me, I'm super pissed off with you right now. And Jimmy's like, oh crap, guys, that's really Superman. I'd know him anywhere. This is real life. And Hero's like, I've been trying to tell you that for like 7 pages. Jesus. So at that point, they all come to the understanding of like, okay, it's something with like a video game setup. We're trying to figure that out. Mongol's in charge of this. That woman over there is trying to escape with a briefcase. odds are that briefcase has some important stuff. So Batman immediately tries to blast it. Superman stops him with his own heat vision. Get a whole little beam struggle thing going on. And Batman reasons out like, we have to blow it up because otherwise she's going to continue doing this. And then Superman and everyone else reasons out like, if we blow that up, the nanotech might go and then you're just going to be dead again. We need to figure out how to save you before we discontinue this whole thing. And he's just like, you guys let me do the sacrifice play, please. It's like literally all I'm good for here. So at that point, Mongol ends up coming back and he's like, hey, everybody, I'm gonna blow up your city. That's just what I do. I blow up cities. So he launches an attack on Superman and Batman, and the whole city is a fact. So because Batman's now powered by nanobots, he's able to have like superpowers. So the beta testers that are controlling him make him like fly and grab people who are falling out of buildings and saving them. Meanwhile, Superman goes out to sea, punches Mongol's ship before it can ram into the city, and Mongol manages to get the drop on him and kicks him underwater. So that fight scene goes on a little bit longer. Meanwhile, the random lady with the crystal bones, she steals Hero's VR headset, plugs herself in, and says, all right, because those spores have been dispersed very strategically to city centers that have the highest concentration of gamers, we're ready to launch into full alpha mode. So she launches the game such that all of these gamers are able to log in, and all at once they come in and start controlling Batman. And obviously, our 3 original beta testers are like, no, we can't, we have to stop them, but they're not good enough to do so. And then all these other people are given the mission by this woman of kill Superman. You are Batman with superpowers. Kill Superman. So as he's fighting Mongol, Superman gets blindsided by Robo Batman, who comes in, punches him in the face, and he's just like, oh, I'm doing my best to fight against it, but that smug look on his face, I do enjoy punching it like that. He thinks he's better than us, but he doesn't know who we are. So Batman continues laying into Superman. They continue to fight each other, and Mongol manages to reconnect with his contact here and just like, hey, are we cool? Are we like good to go? And he's just like, oh yes, every second thousands join, every minute millions. Soon enough, we will own this entire planet and its savage potential of its native species. So yeah, anyway, that's a lot. Batman's dead, and there's a Robo Batman who's fighting against Superman because Mongol wants an MMO where all the gamers are super violent and have warlike strategy opinions. That's great. I love that. That's a book. Anyway, I think it's an interesting concept. I think it can be done well. I just really cannot get over the gimmick of it is landscape. It is so frustrating, and I have yet to see a story reason as to why it was printed this way. I get it if there were like an actual reason to it, the same way of like sometimes there are comics that don't have dialogue, sometimes there are comics all in black and white, and there's a reason to it. This does not have a reason, and it's just frustrating to read. So overall, I gotta give it like a 5.5. Not because the story itself is bad. It's not great, but it's not bad either. It's just the format. It's so frustrating to read. Definitely not worth it.